Hi, this is going to be a review or an overview of Secondary Math 2 Quarter 1. So this is just going to give you an idea of where we should be at about halfway through the semester after Quarter 1. There's 3 units. The first one is a review unit, expressions and equations, and then we're going to go into polynomials and factoring, which is our GVC for this quarter, which is our big rock, the things that's really important. And this is really important because it's going to lay the foundation for the rest of what we're going to be doing this semester. And then we're going to be talking about factoring quadratic equations. So the first one, the way the course is set up is you will have a unit, and then there will be lessons and quizzes and a test within each unit. So in the first unit, expressions and equations, we're going to review solving equations and inequalities and evaluating functions. Because it's review, the first 4 lessons, you will have an assignment with them, and then there will be a quiz. And then there will be 2 more lessons, and then another quiz, and then there will be a test at the end of the unit. One thing to keep in mind is to move on in your course, you will need to pass the assignments with a 60% or better. You'll need to pass the quizzes and the tests with a 60% or better. So if you get stopped, that doesn't mean that means you get another attempt and you have more attempts, but you need to get help before you move on. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to forget about it and come back to it later. Get the help you need. I am available in multiple ways and I'm happy to help. You can call me, you can email me, you can text me, you can send me a screenshot or a question and request a video for a specific problem or type of problem. I have appointments that are available every day you can schedule and meet with me. So if you get stopped, don't worry, get help and then we can move on. The next unit is polynomials and factoring, and this is our GVC. So you're going to learn, by the end, you should be able to perform arithmetic operations on polynomials and factor polynomials. The first quiz will cover intro to polynomials, adding and subtracting polynomials, multiplying monomials and binomials, and multiplying polynomials and simplifying expressions. And then the second part is going to be on factoring. So if you take a look at this, what's the connection? Just kind of think about that. And so you'll be using the greatest common factor, double grouping, and then a equals 1 and a is greater than 1. Then we'll have a quiz. Then we'll have one more lesson about difference of squares. One thing, it's easier to factor if you write things down. It just is. And you will be given several strategies and ways to do that. So I would suggest taking notes like I did in my introduction. You need to take notes to be successful. And one of the benefits in the GVC unit is there is a reflection after each quiz. And if you take notes and you submit those notes, you can get extra points for that lesson. So take notes. It's easier to write things down and get it done. Then unit 3 will be factoring quadratic functions. So we're going to introduce you to quadratic functions and see different forms of quadratic functions, standard form and factored form. Then we'll take a quiz, and then we'll look at vertex form and completing the square and take another quiz on that. One of the things that would be really helpful for you is you can use a calculator, and it's highly encouraged that you use a calculator. Any calculator will work. A lot of times in my video demonstrations, I will have one that looks like this. It's a TI-30XS. You can use a Desmos scientific calculator. Any calculator is great, and don't hesitate to use it. The other thing is on your quizzes and notes, or quizzes and tests, you can use notes. And one of the things I've created is a reference sheet. And this is in your Canvas course at the beginning of each unit. So here's unit 1. And if the notes are going to look like this, you can download a copy and then but it's also right here. So it gives you some examples and some specific things to remember for this unit. I would suggest keeping a notebook, writing these notes down and writing the things that you need to know how to do. One other thing that is available for each unit is what's called guided notes. And that will be right at the beginning of the unit as well. As you log into guided notes, you will see that there are links for each lesson in that unit. So they're right at the beginning. If you click on one of these, it will open up this PDF document. And this is, you can print it, you can just refer to it and write it in your notes. There's plenty of space on here to write. The other thing you can do is if you're a digital note taker, there's an extension called Cami that you can get on, and you can see it up here in my window, that you can use, and you can just write text. So if I click on this and I can write ABCDFG, whatever, I can take my notes digitally in Cami. So it's a valuable resource to have. But again, I don't care how you do it. I just strongly encourage taking notes. So finally, the key word for this video and for this overview is factor. So after you've watched this video, make sure you put that in your submission box in Canvas and you'll be ready to move on. So good luck, and let me know if you need help. Please, please ask.